Welcome to my kcse revision channel, Teacher Marita, Rewards Boys High School. Kindly subscribe, click the notification bell such that you get notified once I upload a new video. Today we are looking at sulphur and its compound, a very common question, and that is the bleaching action of the sulphur. So I have two questions here where we have a passing dry sulphur oxide through two pieces of silk cloth, and also the differences between the bleaching action of chlorine and the bleaching action of sulphur. So in the first diagram, we have a dry sulphur oxide is passed through two pieces of silk cloth. So we have this dry sulphur oxide, then we have a dry piece of colored silk cloth. We have sulphur oxide, and then this one is passed through a wet piece of colored silk cloth. Stated observation made in the gas chart. So in just tube 1, in gas chart 1, where we have a dry piece of colored cloth, there will be no bleaching, or we can say that no effect. Then in gas chart 2, the colored silk cloth is bleached, or you can say it turns to white. So here there is no bleaching in gas in this gas chart A, in gas chart 1, because we talk of a dry piece of colored silk. And then we talk of in this 2, in gas chart 2, there is bleaching, or we can just say the colored silk cloth is just bleached. Write a question to explain the observation in gas chart 2, where is the bleaching takes place in this case. You know that in the first case, we have sulphur oxide combines with moisture, or it can combine with water to form the sulfuric acid, which is responsible for bleaching or a change of the color. So in this case, the reaction or the bleaching takes place in two steps, where first of all we have water combining with the sulfur, or moisture combining with sulfur, and then we have the sulfurous acid, sulfurous acid. Then we have this one here, the sulfuric acid. Now we just sulfurous acid in the presence of sunlight, whereby now it can remove the oxygen in the presence of sunlight as a catalyst. So we have it can combine with the dye, and then it forms a colorless substance, or it just forms a white matter. These are just the two equations which is explaining the bleaching action of sulfur. So explain the differences in the bleaching action of sulfur and the bleaching action of chlorine. Chlorine, it bleaches by oxidation, that is the addition of oxygen, and sulfur bleaches by reduction, and that is the removal of oxygen. And again, this one is by reduction, this one is by oxidation. This one here it is temporary, because in the presence of sunlight, they are using sunlight as a catalyst to regain that oxygen. So, and this one here is permanent. So we are using equations as I've explained, that normally it takes place in two steps, where we have water and moisture combined with sulfur to form the sulfuric acid, which is responsible for the change of the color. So you can see here, when you are required to use the equations to explain the bleaching action of this, you can say that this one here is temporary, and this one here is permanent. You can see sunlight here. The purpose of sunlight here is just acting as a catalyst. So there is some cases where the old newsprint turns yellow. The old newsprint turns yellow because in sulfur oxide it bleaches by reduction. So removing the color is not removing the oxygen. Removing the oxygen is not permanent, and that is why the old newsprint turns yellow, because of the regain of the oxygen. So that is simply the two important questions. One is explaining the bleaching action of chlorine using the diagrams, and of course giving the differences between the bleaching action of sulfur and the bleaching action of chlorine. Kindly follow my channel. You click the notification bell such that you get notified once I upload a new video. Thank you for watching.